Get in, nerds. We're playing Victoria 3. When we last left off, Prussia and Russia were going to have a war over Siak. Prussia's infamous right now, on the other hand. So they're going to puppet Siak. They're going to puppet Bali. Where is Bali? Is Bali over here? Yes, Bali is down here. Transfer Pontianak. Transfer Jambi. Transfer Sambas. Okay. So they're going to develop themselves a small empire in Southeast Asia, which I don't mind if they do. On the other hand, I'm not necessarily excited about that happening, so we're going to conquer Siak. Interesting. But this state does not produce silk, so it doesn't matter to me. Sorry, Prussia. Handle it on your own. I'm improving relations. It also occurs to me that we have ourselves a... Okay, we are currently using modern port for all of our ports. Alright, wonderful. We're continuing to build up... Oh, right. I was building up more power plants. Because we need more power. Actually, no. What we need are railways. I'm just building 5 in basically everywhere where we're close to being short on railways, because I just... Oh, man. Need even more here. In Burgundy. Here. Wow, we are short on railways in a lot of these places. Alright, that should suffice. Mexico would like a trade agreement. Sure. Mexico, we fought in a war for a bit. We're doing better now. They would be happy to have a defensive pact. Not worrying about that right now. So where are we at? We have a 24% chance of success here. 32% of advance, 26 of debate, and 16 of stall. So I'm hoping this doesn't... I'm hoping this winds up being just fine. The communists are split between wanting a national militia and a council republic, so we can safely ignore both of those for now. And 5 months till art silk. And that should solve our silk problem. Where are we with infamy? We're doing really well. So, how much is it going to take for us to grab these states? It'll be 30 to get Gelre, and 30 to take Friesland. On the other hand, if we go directly to puppeting the Netherlands, while it would get us a ton of infamy, it would mean that we can take all of this territory that's kind of in and around ours in one fell swoop, which would be nice. We've still got a truce with the UK for 19 months. So I think we can get to the point where we're past them pretty soon. Relations are still hostile with the Netherlands. They're happy to reconcile, but I'm not doing that. The art of doing nothing. Though previously opposed to the single-party state laws, Jean-Jacques Vivecan has considered the industrialist political proposal and instead offers support. While speaking with constituents on matters of law, one must first master the art of appearing to do nothing. While you do everything behind whispers and masked men, indubitably. Welcome their support. This makes him stronger, the industrialist stronger, increases an acting chance, or keep a sharp eye there up to something that makes him weaker. I'm going to do this. Welcome their support. Cool. That should be fine. Not too worried about that. This puts our success chance up to 34%. So we're at about 2/3 good and 1/3 not good. So I am very confident in us here at this point. How is Leinster doing? Turmoil is pretty high, but getting lower as we work on improving the law enforcement capability. Transportation is very affordable in our country and continuing to be affordable because we're just building oodles and oodles of railways. We got railways for days happening here. Institutions are looking good. Looking pretty good. Mexico would like a defensive bank. You know what? Mexico... I'm okay with that. It's going to cost us a little bit of influence, but I'm not really actually genuinely worried about that. Power plants are still going up. Power market is still solid. Gosh, the coal market is really rough. We need to queue up some more coal mines. Where can we put coal mines? Niger, we have a lot of labor available. So I think next thing, put some more railways in Niger and then put some coal mines there. What about here? We've got in Ubangishari and Congo. We have plenty of capacity for coal industry in those states. So I think we'll go ahead and queue that in. We're going to need a lot more infrastructure in order to sustain the coal mines we intend to build. I'm doing 5 in each, and then I'm just loading them up with coal mines. Wait, hold up. This is railways. I'm building railways. Mangashari does not need 75 levels of railways. Although that would be fun. 5 levels of railways. There we go. And coal mines, we need all 27. Congo, let's go with, yep, we got 5 levels of railways queued in. Let's actually move it up to 10. And then for all 48 levels of coal mines. That'll be good. We'll be just fine over there. We're on a new place called home right now. I'm hoping this doesn't wind up being one of those songs that just loops endlessly, because this game has a little bit of a problem with that. Here's Art Silk about to pop. Let's hope this helps us deal with the whole Pabrine situation. Reputation is steadily getting better. Did we do it? We're doing it. Took a little longer than it said it was going to, but it'll be fine. Proletarian revolt in Kathiri, not necessarily worried about it. And there's Art Silk. So, where does that leave us with the Pabrine epidemic? I keep saying epidemic. Academic instead of epidemic, but it's epidemic. Alright, so let's go ahead and I think we've got silk is expensive enough that the private sector should lead to the production of synthetics plants. Oh. Yeah. Let's go ahead and flip over. Let's just do the ones in Franche-Comté for now. Interesting. That made them totally unprofitable. But... oh, because we're way over on silk. That's why. Alright, well, first of all, let's go ahead and cancel any incoming silk trade routes, because we absolutely do not need them. This clothing trade route's unproductive. We can cancel our trade routes to the United States because they're embargoing us right now. Cool. Now silk is doing better. So where does this leave our silk plantations? They're still hyper unprofitable, but I can't reduce the number of them. So I guess they're just going to stick around being unproductive for a while. Okay, well, that is what it is. Next check for single party state. We'll see how that goes. Interestingly, the investment pool seems to be... the reduction in the investment pool seems to be slowing up. And meanwhile, unemployment is stable. So we might be due for actually another larger construction increase. Allies of convenience. Just as the single-party state law looked ready to topple, Jean Bidot rallied their faction. It now has the support that it needs to pass without compromise. When support was called, the unlikeliest hand in the audience rose. Another hand lifted, then a third behind them. The faction with the least to gain from its passage, yet nothing to lose either way, assents. Cheers of exuberance followed howls of defeat as the law charged on ahead. Welcome their support. 1% of French pops in the French Empire become more loyalist. Jean Bidot gets interest group attraction for his interest group, which is the intelligentsia. Full house support gives 5% extra enactment chance. Okay, interesting. Tally this favor, they certainly will. This gets 10% support for Jean Bidot and the industrialists, no free loyalists, and full house support. Ooh, I would love to strengthen the industrialists. But on the other hand, 1% of pops becoming more loyal is a lot of loyalists. 1.7 million loyalists, which is pretty solid. I'm going for it. Welcome their support. Get success chance up to 40%. We'll see how that goes. This is going to be our third check coming through. So, Lady Statistics should be giving us a good check. Let's see what we can... We're actually pretty short on convoys right now. So I think the next thing we're going to do, construction-wise, is to build up some additional convoy infrastructure. Basically, any place we've got a lot of unemployment. So we'll do Poitou-Saint-Onge, Brittany, Normandy. Ireland's looking just fine. Flanders could use some. They're just not quite even with a lot of the other places. And North Africa could definitely use quite a few. Cool. I know Morocco. Excellent. How is migration attraction in these areas. It's still pretty solid. But the proportion of pops that are French is not increasing, which is sad for our Algerian department's event chain here. So, does this... We finished out art silk, so we're producing all our own silk now. So I think the silk plantations are just going to be goofed forever, frankly. Well, it is what it is. Let's get the rubber plantations using rail transport. That should make them at least marginally more profitable. I'm kind of shocked that it's not more profitable than that. We are going to need some additional electrics industries in order to produce the radios that we need for the later military production methods that we intend to use. So let's go ahead and get those queued into our construction queue. Guyenne is a good place for them. So we'll get those queued up. And then from there, that should lead to enough. So that'll give us a total of basically 40 of these buildings. Radio production is going to reduce. So let's see, that's reducing telephones per level by 20, but increasing radios per level by 40. And we got 40 buildings, 40 radios per building. That's going to be 1,600 radios. And that's going to be more than enough to do everything we want to do. Chemical plants are unproductive. How's the explosives market? Obviously, fertilizer is cheap. Explosives are a little expensive, but if we go over to the higher... That'll actually reduce fertilizer output significantly, but it will increase explosives output. On the other hand, if we go to improved fertilizers, that'll produce way, way more fertilizer, which we don't need. I'm just going to do both, and, you know, what is will be with this, I think. I think with those chemical plants, we can sell the excess to such an astonishing degree that I'm really not worried about it. And then fertilizer, we just produce so much of that. Hopefully what this means is that the private sector will just stop producing more of this completely, and then we can not worry about that. With that having been said, I'm going to slide some of these ports up, in particular the ones in Africa, up to the top of the queue so that those get built ASAP, so we can make sure we've got enough convoys to handle all of the trade we're doing. Okay. Oh. Got here right at the right time. Violent suppression leads to increased discrimination. Radicals in Munster seem to be getting support from discriminated English citizens within the state. If they want to protest there, we should let them. We will likely only make things worse if we try to force them to submit. If we have to deal with them in the future, they will all be in one place and much easier to take care of. Yikes. We say where they can and cannot protest. This makes the armed forces happy, but increases radicals from discrimination. How many English are there in Munster, really? 115k, that's quite a few. Or let them protest where they want. This makes the armed forces angry, increases migration attraction, increases radicals from discrimination slightly. I think I'm going to pick this first one. I'm going to keep the armed forces with us where we want to be. Cool. Baden wants an alliance. I don't desire an alliance with you, Baden. You did fight me that one time, and I'm not still salty about it, but I ain't trying to fire up the barbecue. The people and the party. As the process of building a single-party state continues, many members of the Republican Union have begun asking questions about how best to increase popular participation in party work. We must have faith in the masses, and we must have faith in the party. These are two cardinal principles. If we doubt these principles, we shall accomplish nothing. We must focus on establishing a framework before we can expand. This gives us reduced enactment time but reduced enactment chance. Or it is crucial that the party incorporates the whole people. This slows down the process, giving us reduced longer enactment time, but increasing our enactment chance. I'm going to go with it is crucial that the party incorporates the whole people. That is... I never go down in enactment chance, basically. I could pull in the petite bourgeoisie. So the petite bourgeoisie do support what we're doing. I could pull them in to increase enactment chance. It would reduce... No, it would reduce enactment time too much. I'm going to stay the course. And how's... Sports are taking a long time. We have pretty low construction efficiency in a lot of these places in Africa, huh? It's not where we'd like to be, but it's where we currently are. 1.5 infamy. I'm about to completely goof up my international reputation with this attack on the Netherlands, but it just is what it is. How much longer do I have? I have 8 more months of truce with Great Britain. So if I let it go, I need to basically fire off this war as soon as I finish with doing what I'm currently doing. On the other hand, if I did a smaller war to grab just some of these overseas territories to make it take less infamy next time around, I think that would be probably better for my overall reputation and better in terms of my stuff. All right, Austria, do you get your islands? They did. That's a big treaty port, Okayama there. Japanese shogunate, still an autocratic monarchy. Interesting. Aziz al-Khairat, exiled from Johor. That's interesting. Very soon. Very soon. And we continue to build up... Oh, actually... Oh, you know what? Let's get the... Now that we've got these ports essentially finished, I'm going to pull these railways up above the coal mines, just so that we can make sure they get done in a timely manner, and these states that we're building the coal mines in don't experience a giant problem related to lack of market access, because that's definitely something that can happen if we're not being careful, which I always like to be. We're still getting all of our ports built. We are, and sure enough, our number of convoys is increasing. Infamy still 0.5. We're not quite out of the woods yet. It would be extremely ambitious to try to seize the entirety of the Netherlands all in one go. The Netherlands is having another proletarian revolt in the Dutch East Indies. I'm going to declare neutrality in this because I don't want to be involved in something else while I'm attempting to get the territory that I want to get. at the Baskin Uprising. I don't have anything to do with that. So, we're kind of at the point where we're ready to go after the Netherlands again. So what do I want to do? I seize them as a puppet, that'll be 56.1 infamy, which is really a lot. On the other hand, if I go for just a bunch of auxiliary territories in Africa and in South America, I might, and in Southeast Asia, I might be able to get... Oh, I can't necessarily grab these at the same time, because they're all different areas. Oh, interesting. Kanak has become independent. I'd take them over. How to do this? See, I'm hoping that seizing a bunch of small territories will allow me to... So this is a tough decision because I don't want to put myself way, way over my over 25 infamy. And if I only grab, on the other hand, these are the territories that I really want. And this is just sort of extra. You know what? I'm going to go with the auxiliary strategy. So I'm going to grab Guyana. And we're going to add Dutch Ivory Coast. Dutch Mauritania, which is over here, I believe. Yep. Dutch Ghana. And Dutch Windward Coast. So that's 24 and change infamy. And then, still got 100 things. These will be... These will put me over 25 infamy, but it won't cost me many maneuvers, and frankly, none of the... I think the Netherlands would be completely comfortable surrendering all of this territory to me. So, let's mobilize the fellas. We'll start some basic conscription, nothing too wild. We're definitely going to spend some money on this, but if anyone really wants to fight about it, they'll just go ahead and have to fight about it. So, put a large army here on the border. Let's see. This is a second Occitania army that's going to go over here in Guyana. Paul Bessay, he's in North Africa, so he can go here to that front. There's another army in the French HQ. We're gonna in the France HQ. We'll put them on the main border. You're another North African army. You can go here. A couple more armies in the France HQ. One army in the Senegal HQ. I'll put you over here. And you're also in the North African HQ. You can go here. And then you're a small army in the France HQ. We'll put you here. So, hopefully, that will let us do everything we want to do. I'm going to grab one more of the armies in the France HQ and put it on the border in Guyana just to make sure that sorts itself out properly. And we'll unpause. No country is interested in helping me, but there are probably very few that are also interested in fighting me on this. So we'll see how that goes. Their war goals, they want French Guiana and Holland. That's okay with me. They are fearful. Again, I'm grabbing a lot of, like, side territories and places that are not their core. So I'm hoping that this will make it easier for me when I go to puppet them next time. Which is something I do eventually want to do. So, we're into the diplomatic maneuver phase. Is there any country that is looking to actually get fighty about this? Two Sicilies, sides with Greece, and a diplomatic play that I'm not actually worried about, because it's somewhere else. You keep being masters of the Mediterranean, Two Sicilies. I believe in you. Sardinia and Piedmont a puppet of Two Sicilies? They are. What about the other Sardinia and Piedmont? They're also a puppet of Two Sicilies. Well, that's exciting. Take on debt. British Raj is taking on the debt of the Wad. There was a civil war happening in the British Raj, right? Alright. Single party state has moved to drafting. That's just fine. So my suspicion is that what's going to go on here is that if no one comes to their aid, they'll just cave. And the United States already backed out of the diplomatic play. That's not shocking to me. They have other things on their plate, which is just fine. Yes, happily the fact that I'm not upsetting the balance of power in Europe, and also the fact that all of the European powers are already engaging in a pile of different activities means that I can just go ahead and sweep in. With that having been said, if I need to fight this war, it won't be the end of the world. Because I'm not... I have complete confidence in my capacity for winning this war with a small target. Alright, here we go. And now it's the countdown to war. So no other country has decided to side with the Netherlands here. No one has sided with me either. That's okay. Infamy is up to 32.2, which is not great, but it is what it is. Are they going to make me fight this war? Seems like they might. Again, still hoping they back down at the last minute. At this point, the battle lines have been drawn, so it's just kind of a matter of doing the necessary literal shooting to make this happen. And that's a war. 2 arms. With that having been said, it's been a little bit... Let's go to the end of the year. We'll go to the end of the year. I think we can... Well... That's one front closed out. That's another... Okay, alright. All of those auxiliary fronts have been closed out pretty quickly, so... I think that puts us in a position where we basically have a complete hold on all the territory we want. They do have trench infantry in these territories here. Alright, that gets us a hold of part of Dutch Guyana. Queue in all of our war goals here. So, do they have war goal protection or support protection? They do not. Wonderful. And the main battle at the main front is going absolutely fine. We're definitely outpacing them with our overall military capabilities. Just go ahead and increase the speed here. Again, this is trench warfare. It's going to go really slow. Hey, excellent. All the other auxiliary fronts have been closed out. I don't need to pull any more troops into here. Our ratio is 80. That's just kind of a numerical... I don't actually know how that ratio is calculated, but once we have a victory here, their capital's not Gelra, is it? No, their capital's Friesland. But as you can see, our war support is going down at about half a point per week, compared with theirs, which is now going down at 2.39 per week, and it's going to be going much faster once this battle ends, because I believe casualties are not taken into account from the perspective of the war support tickers until the battle ends. So I think once this finishes out, we'll be in a much, much stronger position vis-a-vis our opponents' slowly decreasing war support. Come on. I know I've got an event pending. We'll just... Oh boy, the Dreyfus affair is about to pop off. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, I don't love that. Maybe we'll just leave that one for next time. Alright. Very good. So we've got some territory in the Netherlands now. Okay, yes, as you can see, their casualty number has gone up significantly, so they're losing war support much faster. Lovely. So yeah, so we'll put a pin in it for this episode, and the next time you'll get to see what's going on with the Dreyfus affair in Victoria 3 together with me. But for now, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I'll see you all on the other side.